Hey everybody, this is Brother Phil with the Sidewalk Saint. Today I want to talk a little bit about a friend. This video is about my friend. I've known him for, 30 years probably, on and off, casually. And he's had a real hard road in his life, and I've always known that. I'll be honest, when I was younger, couldn't hang out with him too much just because of how much darkness was following this wonderful, wonderful, beautiful, beautiful person that I really, 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 really like a lot. And here we are, 30 years later. We just randomly met at a park, and we've always had a real tight kinship. We've always known that he was my good friend. I've always known that he's someone that I really, truly cared about. And he really reflects that to me. I mean, we're just close, like real brothers. I consider him my big brother. He is. And I hope now that being around me, because now I can radiate like this and help people just through being around them and talking to them, that I hope that I helped them in any way, shape, or form. And I'll tell you what. I'll tell you a story about our little adventure. We got together. We went to go cruise on motorcycles, and we got us a great ride. Took ourselves 4 beers, and we cruised out. I showed him this super cool spot that nobody knows about on Alki. You can just, it's a freaking view of a century. We sat down and drank beers, talked about this and that. But I can still see something dark following him. And it's really seen through into his life. He's currently not even able to talk to one of his sons. And I don't think he deserves to have that be part of his life, because he's so wonderful and amazing, this guy. I can't even say enough good things about this man. When I was so young and just a scrappy, crazy little kid, he invited me into his home, introduced me to his wife and kids, and treated me with so much respect. And I just always remember that. I relish in that. I like, man, what a great guy that he would treat me so good when I was just a young punk. And I was a young punk, let me tell you. Brother Phil was a young punk. Oh my God. You know what? I wasn't a bad guy, though. I knew what was right and what was wrong, and I kind of stood up a little bit too much for what was right. I got really way too into standing up, thinking I needed to fight something to be in the right, thinking I needed to be something else, thinking I needed to fight against things, or that there was even a fight, and in reality there isn't. But anyways, we went cruising, we had our beers, and I just was so happy to see this guy. He's really doing some good things for himself. His son's getting ready, hopefully, to move back to Seattle so he can be close to his family, his other son. He's got a big, beautiful family. What a big, beautiful family. I can see them all. And I didn't really necessarily meet all of them here now, 30 years later, from the time that he invited me into his house. But we were cruising and having fun. But here's the things I noticed, and I'm really grateful that I'm able to not be drug into this kind of energy. And what's following him is just, it's not that darkness is following him, it's just that he hasn't really awakened to himself yet so much. And I can see it in his eyes. I could tell that he wanted me to meet up with him. We had a number of texts back and forth that he wanted to go for a ride, and I could tell, I heard his soul literally tell me, he's like, dude, now's the time. You need to meet with your beloved brother. You need to meet with this wonderful soul. And I did meet with him, and we went for a ride. But I just noticed, about what I noticed was, it just follows him. It's following him around. And as I spoke of before, we are tuning forks. We tune into things, and as we're tuned into things, we attract things. And I know he doesn't want to attract this kind of stuff, but I saw a bum had yelled at us and stuck a metal bar through the wheel of his motorcycle. Thankfully did not scratch the beautiful bike, because this is a really nice Harley that my buddy's got, and he's really proud of it. But I just saw that happen. That stuff never happens to me, ever. Stuff like that just doesn't even come into my experience anymore. And I saw, it was weird, because there was spit on the ground, and there was the metal thing, and he didn't really notice it, so that was good. I pulled it out real quick, and I didn't say anything. I know he's got way more than enough stuff on his plate already, and I do not want to put any stress on the plate of my dearly beloved brother. But I just noticed that everything came to him and didn't come to me. You know, they could have messed with my bike too, or spit on it, or whatever, and you know, and they didn't. And this guy saw the crazy guy. He was at the bottom of the hill, and he was calling us specifically. Hadn't even seen us, but he saw the bikes, and he's like, he was a one-tooth bum, screaming and yelling, "Diaper trash! You're nothing but diaper trash! Diaper garbage trash! Scumbag jerks!" Then I'd have no idea where all this came from, but I'm just saying it followed him. And I watched it happen around him and to him. He didn't see it happen to him, but he magnetized that. Only his bike got touched. And the guy was yelling at both of us, and I'm just like, of course, I'm just like, I love you, brother. Blessings and namaste to you, brother. I'm not saying I'm special. That's just what I like to do. I love your hate, right? You gotta love people's hate. Love trumps hate. That's a big saying for people. But I saw that, and I was grateful that I don't get drugged into that energy anymore. I was able to just be radiating. I didn't even try to. It just happened that way. But anyways, I did give my brother a link to my YouTube, and I hope he opens up to it. And I hope that I could just do a flat-out healing for him, because when I go and do work for people, I just end up doing like healings of whole houses and setting, you know, light and love in houses, and people noticing the difference. And it's just been 100% positive feedback that I've been able to do that, and I'm really grateful for that I have that opportunity. And these things happen very naturally everywhere I go now. This is what happens, and so this is what I'll be doing these days. Your brother Phil, which I consider myself everyone's brother. So yeah, I just hope that I get to help this beautiful soul. And his soul was just really pulling on my coat and pulling on my shirt, and just like, dude. And I could just see it. He was telling me all this stuff that had been happening to him, and I know that I can get rid of all that stuff, and that I've been able to make that stuff not happen in my family and in my life. And lo and behold, that I get the great honor of being able to help this beautiful, beautiful man that I care very, very deeply for. He's definitely part of my soul group. I know this, that we've been able to reconnect so many times over 30 years, I believe it is. What a great, great man. But so yeah, I just ranted all that stuff about my beautiful bro, and I hope he gets a chance to see all the videos that can help him. And maybe if he would let me in enough to do a spiritual coaching for him, because he's a beautiful, beautiful soul with a wonderful big family. I can just see so many beautiful souls in his family that they're all trying to make their way, and I just want them all to have everything good and everything beautiful. And you know what? They can. I'm living proof. My life and my family and everything is just so very peaceful, and so very abundant, and just joyous, and just harmonious. And he's got a lot of disharmony happening in his family. Just by himself, I would have him know that he can fix almost everything that's going on in his family. He could either not have gone through, and no regrets. Everyone's got to go through their experience. Let me say that right off the bat. But he can be the guiding light, the lighthouse of his family, and show the way into the light. And I've had to do that for almost my entire family. So yeah, you can do that. You can be the lighthouse for your family of light. So anyways, if you don't know how, please check out some videos. I'm just ranting here this morning at 4 a.m. because the light woke me up and made me make these videos. So I'm ranting to you guys. I love you very much. I hope my rant did something for you, or just at least let you know that any old person can just do this. Because really, in essence, you're not learning anything. You're just remembering what you can already do. Brother Phil loves you guys a lot, and we'll see you on the next one.